All right, we are back and ready to go for more thoroughbred horse racing coverage on the PlaybookSports.com Horse Report with Jon Hardoon from the Sheets. How's it going, John? Happy
Good, Greg.
Thanksgiving.
How are you? Happy Thanksgiving to you and all the listeners as well.
Absolutely. And let's hope that they have a little extra money in their pockets, or maybe they want to get some of that money back that they made after which nowadays is an expensive Thanksgiving. So, isn't it so funny that the first horse we're going to talk about has the name Ride In with Biden, considering this is a very expensive Thanksgiving. Anyway, how'd we do last week? We did okay last week, didn't we?
How'd we do? Okay. Well, yeah, I think we did real good. We had a 15-20 winner, and
that's right. That heavy favorite we bet against last week, and we kicked that heavy favorite's butt.
I got a lot of nice emails. I don't know.
There you go. So, yeah, good week again last week. Things are going well. And, hey, take advantage of this, everybody, because in the next week or two, these shows will not be available free. And I've already gone through the platform packages. They're not going to be very expensive. But, hey, we got to make a living. So, but while they're still free, we're going to start with Aqueduct, race 8. A mile and an eighth. Matter of fact, both races today are going to be a mile and an eighth races for 3-year-olds. Two different tracks, though. The first one is the Discovery Stakes. This is $150,000 on the line for 3-year-olds. Post time about 3:14. Race 8 at Aqueduct. And again, riding with Biden. There's only 6 horses in this race, John. And the main thing we want to do here is we want to beat the favorite of the race, which is 4-5 Speaker's Corner. And both of us are targeting one specific horse for that, but riding with Biden has no shot.
Zero chance.
Bourbonic, really, this is about winning the wood. That's all this is. Since then, Bourbonic hasn't gotten any better. The only thing that is good about Bourbonic, the number 2 horse, the Pletcher horse, is that he's 3 for 3. 3 wins. All of the 3 wins over Bourbonic's career have come at Aqueduct.
Yeah, but only one at the distance, and obviously he's facing a lot better horses today than he has in the past.
All right, the 3 is Speaker's Corner. This is the heavy favorite. Anytime you see a morning line favorite at 4-5, chances are they're going to be 1-5 or worse. 3 for 5 lifetime for this horse, but this horse went 6th in the Grade 1 Pennsylvania Derby, which was the only race that this horse raced at this distance and ran at 19 in that race, the sheet number. It's also the shortest turnaround of the horse's career, 4 weeks. Is there anything else that you want to knock on Speaker's Corner besides the odds?
Yeah, there's a lot of things I want to knock on Speaker's Corner. Speaker's Corner's only bad race in his last 3 races was the race without Lasix. Tomorrow, no Lasix.
Very good.
4-5, I'll take a chance that he doesn't run. And at 4-5, we certainly could do better.
Okay, that sounds good to me. By the way, William Mott has, so far, it looks like he hasn't won a race yet at this meet.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's, I think, 0 for 21 or something, but it's early still.
Sure.
But right. Listen, all these reasons, whenever you want to make a case for a long shot, you look for all the pluses. And the same thing goes when you want to knock a favorite. You try to find as many things to knock as possible. That being said, you have plenty to knock on this favorite. Can he win? Of course he could win, but you have no edge in playing this horse at a short price.
Yeah, because anybody can come on here and go, hey, I like the 4-5 favorite, and I'm going to put, $100 on the 4-5 favorite so I can make $2. I mean, anybody can do that. So
you're better off betting $10 on an 8-1 shot.
Yeah. So, all right, let's move on to the 4, Manor House, and this horse is Michelle Hemingway. What do you know about Michelle Hemingway?
I know nothing. She's a daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Hemingway. That's about all.
Okay. Well, hey, it's a good name. So maybe there's something there. 2 for 3 lifetime for the horse trained by Michelle Hemingway. That's Manor House. This horse does, but the only thing is the best that the horse was able to deliver, which was the last time out, was a 12.
Yeah, listen, the horse hasn't done anything wrong and is on the improve, but would have to take another giant step forward.
Okay, now here's the horse that we're talking about. This is the one that if we can get close to 8-1, we're going to be very happy with that. Vindictive. This is the Pletcher Saez combination, 2-for-4 lifetime, both wins at this distance, running an 8 and a 9, the two best races of this horse's career. So all of that says, yes, please, I want to take Vindictive, and I hope I can get between 6 and 8-1.
Not only that, but the two races at Saratoga are both around 2 turns, and that's the situation at Aqueduct tomorrow. At Belmont, the distant races are around 1 turn. So the two distant races, again, both at Saratoga, the Saratoga confrontation of their racetrack is similar to Aqueduct. Distant races, with the exception of a mile, everything over a mile is 2 turns. Belmont, the only thing that's around 2 turns is 1.25 miles and 1.5 miles.
Got it.
That being said, obviously he moves up around 2 turns. He has the 8 and the 9, 2 and 3 starts back. This horse is very strong. If you get anywhere near 8-1, I recommend you run to the window.
Next up is the final horse of the field here is Miles D, a 9-5 shot, Chad Brown. This horse was third at Saratoga in the Travers. What was good about the horse, you went 13, 12, 7. This last race, though, bounced a little bit to an 11. What about Miles D at 9-5?
I like Miles D more than I like Speaker's Corner. Also because the 7 that he ran 2 starts back was around 2 turns at Saratoga. What I don't like about him is, unfortunately, he won his last race with a bad number. He went backwards and won, which unfortunately will cost him value at the windows. He'll be a shorter price because people will think it's a better race than it was. But I'm reading the sheet as 13, 12, 7. Worked his way down to the 7. He reacted last time out. He figures to make a forward move. But still, I don't like him as much as I like Vindictive. I like, the 5 here, Vindictive. If you get anywhere near that price, I'll take anywhere over 4-1, to be honest with you, and I would use the 3 and 6 underneath.
Yeah, what we really want to see is the 5 and the 6 come out together. That's what we want to see, with the 5 on top.
Correct.
All right, so that is, again, this should go off about 3:15-ish on Saturday afternoon. It's race 8 at Aqueduct. Now, even though there were only 6 horses in that race, we're going to make up for it in Del Mar here. Race 9 is going to go off about 7:30 Eastern time, 1 1/8. It's a turf race, though, unlike the dirt race at Aqueduct. This is the Grade 1 Hollywood Derby, a $400,000 race for 3-year-olds, and we have about 14 horses in this field. But I don't think we have to spend too much time with the 1, Dicey Mochara, do we?
Well, no, we don't. But let me just say one thing. This race is a very competitive race. The short price horses are just as good as the long price horses. And it's really going to be a game time decision. But what you're supposed to do here is really shop for value. Whoever they decide to make the favorite, I would probably play against. And I would insist on getting value because, again, in my opinion, every horse runs within a point or 2 of each other. So when that happens, you must demand value.
Okay. And yeah, the only thing that is noticeable about Dicey in a positive way about the 1 is that the horse is 3 for 3 at Del Mar with 2 wins. I really can't find much else. The 11 is the best and the fastest. Sheet line.
3 for 3 about 3 for 3 at Del Mar doesn't mean anything if you were beating a bunch of horses that shouldn't be beat.
Too many other good horses in this race.
Yes.
But the 2 is definitely a horse that we want to put in our exactas, in our exotics, Beyond Brilliant. This is, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit. This is with some of these other horses, especially the favorite. But this is a horse that's used to racing on the West Coast, so that's a benefit there. It's also better on turf. If you take a look at the career races, 4 on turf, started out the first couple of races on turf, ran a couple of 15s, then went to dirt. And with the sheets, you're talking 19, 13, 17, 19, nothing to like there. Back on turf, 11, 10. So if you really just look at turf, it's 15, 15, 11, 10. It keeps getting better on turf. Also like the fact, like I said, that this horse, coming off a win, by the way, in the only start at Del Mar, which was 2 starts ago in September, and you're getting 12-1.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this horse. He's a definite use, and he could even turn out being the key if he's long enough.
Okay, next up is the 3, Cathkin Peak, another West Coast horse. The odds are a little bit low, though. It's 6-1. But Philip D'Amato is off to a hot start at this meet, and he got Pratt on board as well. Like the fact that over the last 3 races for this horse, it's been getting better each time out, 16, 15, and 11th. So this is a horse that I'm actually going to put into my exotics, the 6-1 shot, Cathkin Peak.
I would play against this horse. First of all, he's going to be shorter than 6-1 because it's Pratt and D'Amato. So the 6-1 you see there, he's going to be short. He's also off a top. I'm looking at the 11 last time out as a big race for him, and he's more likely to react, in my opinion, to make a forward move. Can he win? Of course he could win, but I don't think there's any edge of playing this horse at 4-1. Which he's probably going to be.
Okay, John's top choice is going to be the next horse, Team Merchants, a 15-1 shot. This is O'Neill and Gutierrez. They have combined to race probably more than any combo in the history of thoroughbred horse racing. Fresh off a mile turf win here at Del Mar, ran an 8 in that race, and I can see why. Team Merchants is your top choice at 15-1.
Well, I didn't know what to do with most of this field, but this horse I found interesting. He ran on the grass twice in his life. The first time was back in May when he got beat 60 lengths. You never see a horse run a 64 on the sheets or whatever it was, 68 or 64.
He was smoking the grass, however, instead of racing it.
However, that day he was bet down to 6-5.
Wow.
So obviously somebody thought something of the horse. And when he came back last time, and I thought they were crazy. They're bringing him back in a stake race off of a 64 on the grass. What's up? They were up. They knew exactly what they were doing. So obviously the 64 he ran first time out means absolutely nothing. I'm treating this as a 1 number 8. I'm only counting the last race because obviously his first try on the grass meant nothing. So, I mean, listen, can he bounce? Yeah, and he's more likely to bounce than repeat or make a forward move. However, again, odds is the name of the game. The horse is 15-1. You're not going to find another horse in the race that ran an 8. This horse ran the 8. I'm getting 15-1. I like this horse in this spot.
Okay, now we go to the 5, Hudson Ridge, a 12-1 shot. Hudson Ridge, the best that this is the Baffert-Smith combo. And if you look at it, and this is not sheet related, but just also this is grade 1 stakes race, so you're gonna have to race with the better horses. And the last 3 races that were the graded stakes races for Hudson Ridge did not perform well. The only thing that this horse has also run sheet wise are a couple of 11s, 2 of the last 3 starts.
Yeah, I mean, and I gave him another 11 because to me, that's what it looks like he's going to run. The last time he ran an 11, he bounced to a 15.
Yes.
So why is he going to move forward tomorrow? And not only that, he had the exact same time between races, between the race 2 and 3 starts back to the time that he has off today. Going into before the 15 that he ran 2 starts back, he was fine. 16, 13, 12, yep. 11, all that's good. And the fact that he came back to the 11 last time out is also good. But again, it's Baffert and Smith. They're going to be less than 12-1. I think it's a bad morning line. I really do. If he's a price, I would include him. But again, he's more likely to react than make a forward move.
Yeah. Give me a number that you would. Where would you draw the line?
As far as odds, yes. I don't know. 8-1, 7-1.
And anything like for anything lower than that, and forget it. You're not going to even bother.
True.
Okay, now we talk about the top horse in the field, and that is Public Sector, the 5-1 shot, the morning line favorite. And again, we always try to nitpick the favorites. We mentioned that before. A couple of things, Chad Brown, he's struggling so far at Del Mar. I don't know if he's won yet. Doesn't look like he's won yet, so that's good. Also, first time the horse will travel out west. Okay, maybe there's something to that. But the sheet line is pretty good, 15s to 13s to 11s. So the horse is heading in the right direction.
Everything about the horse is good except the price.
Yes.
You know, if this horse won, it would be no surprise, but that doesn't mean you're supposed to bet him. There's no value in playing this horse at a short price.
Okay, next up is the 7 Flashiest, a 15-1 shot. Good thing about Flashiest is the 2 best races of the horse's career happen to be at Del Mar. And you look there was a 10 and an 11. And the 10 was 2 starts ago, the best sheet line for Flashiest's career, coming in here at 15-1.
Listen, 15-1. But again, here's another one. He hasn't run the 8 yet. He hasn't broken, a 10 is the best he can run. Can he run the 10? Of course he can run the 10, but why didn't he run the 10 last time? He had enough time from the 10 2 starts back. He had 2 months off going into that race. The last race should have been better than a 12. But on the plus side, you're right about one thing. He obviously likes Del Mar. He's never run a bad race there. So he's on the bubble. Again, game time decisions here, folks. You got to see prices.
I mean, because look, if you just look at the Flashiest and Hudson Ridge numbers, the Flashiest numbers are, at least Flashiest has the 10. Everything else is very similar.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Flashiest has a little bit better sheet numbers.
Exactly.
All right. Next up is Sifting Sands. A 15-1 shot. Brown Ortiz is a nice combo. 3 for 6 lifetime as far as wins. 50% wins, so that's good. Another East Coast horse. 14 last time out. And that was, finished 7th, I believe, in that race last time out in the first race at this distance.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 110 out of his last 4 races, and he would have to run that race tomorrow. There are, certainly better options at the same price, by the way, that this horse is. And this is another one, by the way. This is another one. This is Ortiz and Brown. You think they're going off 15-1?
Yeah. Next up is It Can Be Done. Does not look like a horse that's fast enough to compete with these other horses.
No, I don't like this horse.
The 10 is Zaffarelli. Zaffarelli also not so fast, 13, 14, 12 in the 3 races that the horse has ran here in the States.
Yeah, he's slow. Yep. I think you have better options.
All right, now we're going to go to the 11. And again, 11 is one of the next in line kind of contenders at 5-1. The odds are the biggest issue with the horse because you do like the fact that the horses run consistent 10s, which is pretty good compared to the other horses that have run consistent 11 or 12s. But the 10 is the best that we've seen so far from Camp Hope. Won first start of the horse's career and the last 2 starts of the horse's career, 3 wins and 9 lifetime.
Yeah, the only problem with this horse is the post. He's now in the 11 post, but he certainly has a shot. The sheet on the line on the sheets is nice. He hasn't gone backwards. 13.25. 10.5, 10.5, then a 10 minus last time out. So he's an improving type.
Okay, now this is going to be my top pick, and subconscious, my feeling is that even though it was outside, as soon as they get started, this horse is going for the lead, and as long as this horse can get to the lead and not not make it something where it's going to be overexerting himself, then I think he's going to be in good shape. Jockey Juan Hernandez took over the horse 3 starts ago. All 3 have been wins, 3 for 6 lifetime wins, 1 for 1 at Del Mar. And in those last 3 races since the horse had his balls cut off, he's run his best 3 races of his career, 13, 8, and 10. My top pick.
Okay. I mean, he'd have to run the 8 from out there, but he's not impossible, that's for sure.
All right, 13 in effect. This is horrible. There's no chance. No chance for an effect. Way too slow. The 14 is an intriguing horse because you really like the 2 starts to begin the horse's career, going from 13 to 9 in 2 wins.
They were at Keelan, but we don't know what he's going to do. He could bounce off the 9. He could, or I guess, again, depend on the odds. But again, now, where are you in the 14 post?
That's the
Not,
thing.
not
That's the
easy.
reason, because he's inexperienced. You're putting him in a big field on the outside. That's probably way too much to ask for this horse in his third career start.
Yeah, but they did think enough of him
Sure.
to bring him here and run him there, so that has to
Well,
count for
how
something.
often do we get horses that run 13 and a 9 to start their careers?
Not often.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so your play for Del Mar, race 9, Hollywood Derby, grade 1. What are you going to go with, John?
I like the 2 and 4. I'm giving the edge to the 4 because he's 15-1, and I just think that 8 last time out may be the real deal because they thought enough of him to bet him down to 6-5 his first time on the grass, and then they bet him down to 5-1 last time off of no reason. I mean, there was no history to think that he was going to run a step, and he did.
All right. Yeah, I like the 2 as well, but my top pick would be the 12, and I'm also going to throw in that 3, as I mentioned, Cathkin Peak. That's it for the show today. John, what's coming up? Do we have any?
Coming up next week is huge.
All right.
We got the cigar mile.
Oh.
We got races galore.
Excellent.
So.
Maybe I should try to put this behind the paywall before next week then.
No,
we'll give everybody one last week, because then after next week, it's going to get real quiet probably until the beginning of the next year, right?
No, because Santa Anita's going to open the day after Christmas with their big day, with the La Brea and all those stakes that they have.
So it'll be quiet until then.
Yeah,
okay.
We have Gulfstream opening up next week as well.
John, I'll let you take that. I'll talk to you again next week. I appreciate your time as always.
Thank you, Greg. Be well, stay safe. Happy Thanksgiving to you and all the listeners as well.